Salvete discipuli, greetings students, and welcome back for the first chapter of Latin Alive. Aparite libros ad caput unum. Open your books please to chapter 1. As I promised, each chapter is going to begin with one of our nation or state's mottos in Latin. We have Latin floating everywhere, and if you look closely at the state and U.S. seals, and in other places such as flags and coat of arms, you'll see bits and pieces of Latin scattered all across the United States of America. In fact, at the end of this book, in the teacher's edition, there is an exercise called Latin Across America, and you might want to fill that in as you go or use it as a review later on in the textbook. Let's begin by learning a Latin phrase that every citizen of the United States, Latin scholar or not, should know. In fact, I've threatened my Latin students that they cannot graduate from school until they have learned this phrase. And if they don't, I'll snatch their diploma away from them. E pluribus unum, one from many. Exerceo, exercere, exercui, exercitum, to train. We get exercise from this. Think about this. Typically when you're doing exercise, you're training your body for something. Habeo, habere, habui, habitum, to have, hold, or consider. Some of you who've taken LFC and studied the primer series have learned this verb is to have or to hold. It can also mean consider, and you'll see it's used that way many times. Think about this. If you're holding something in your mind, you're thinking about it, you're considering it. What could it be? It could be nominative, plural. It could also be genitive, singular. Could also be dative, singular. What gender is it? Always feminine. Kiwium. Looking at this IUM, what case does that tell you? First thing you always want to do is look for the verb. The verb is back in its proper place at the very end of the sentence. Dated. Cuius est temporis. Perfectum. Notice that third principal part. Cuius est numeri. Singulariter. Cuius est personae. Tertiae personae. Backing up a little. Quo est casu? Accusativo. Quis est numeri? Singulariter. Quis est generis? Muliebris. Now we've learned from our lesson that this, adjectivos, hic est adjectivos. What does it agree with? Do you see anything else accusative, singular, and feminine? Pecunium is a pretty easy match. And since it's accusative, what job might it have? The direct object. Now let's come back over here. Here's a pronoun we've seen before. What case is this? Could be ablative, could be dative. Quis est numeri? Pluraliter. Quis est generis? It doesn't have a gender. Neither personal nor reflexive pronouns have gender. Now, would this pronoun be a personal pronoun or a reflexive pronoun? The key is looking in the subject. Remember, if it's reflexive, it's referring back to the subject. This is going to be something about a plural us. So our subject would also have to be plural. Also take note of a beautiful map on page 209 that might help you place mentally where it is that Caesar is having his great adventures. I will see you soon for the next chapter. Valete discipuli.